In this exercise, I'm going to show you a forward bending movement that allows your spine to release. This is great if you have lower back pain or even upper back pain or shoulder or neck pain. Now, in another video, I showed this from the front view. In this video, I'm going to show it from the side view because I think it's important that you see both views. So, first off, we're going to start, I'm using a sticky mat. You may use a solid surface like a thin rug, like this rug here, or a wooden floor or a stone floor or concrete or whatever. I prefer using a yoga mat. Now, if you're going to use a yoga mat, you want to make sure you get a mat that has a little bit of stickiness to it or a little bit of tackiness to it so that it's not slippery. When your hands get a little bit of perspiration on them, you don't want to be sliding on your mat. Many, many, many mats are made this way so that you slide. I call them slippery mats. And when I'm working with clients or students in a class, I still can't believe why people even buy these, but it's really because they don't understand the fundamental nature and the fundamental use and reason why we have this mat to begin with. The reason why we use a yoga mat is for traction and a tiny bit of padding, but mainly for traction. So if you go out and buy a $150 mat that's slippery, it looks great on your wall or carrying it around, but it's really not going to serve you when you're doing yoga. Now, if you're looking for a mat, you can find one, either buy it from my website or you can buy it at Walmart or online at any number of places or at your yoga studio. But get a mat. It's going to serve you. They're under $25 usually, sometimes even less. And there's so many things you can do with it. If you go through my series, you'll be able to, the mat's one of the things that I use. So first we're going to start with our feet hip width distance apart, and our feet are also parallel to one another. So forward and back. I'm going to turn to the side now, and I'm going to show you this exercise from the side. So, pardon me while I don't look at the camera, but I'm standing, my weight evenly balanced across the 2 feet. The weight drops just in front of the heel here. So not at the back of the heel, not in the middle of the heel, but just in front of the heel here. That's where I want the weight to be centered. I lift my quadriceps and I pull them in. So I'm engaging my quadriceps. That allows my hamstrings to stretch. I lift my chest, I place my hands on my hips, and with a lifted chest, I start to begin to bend forward at the waist. Now, if I'm doing this, I'm not going to be stretching my hamstrings, and I'm not going to be supporting the core of my body and allowing my spine to release. So I've got to keep my body concave as much as possible. And I bend forward. At some point, my spine begins to bend. I cross my arms, and I just work my thighs harder. They want to get soft. I work my thighs harder. I keep my weight balanced just in front of the heel. And work them and work them and work them. And at some point, my spine releases. That's what you're shooting for. Now the heels get light. You jam them into the ground. Jam the heels evenly into the ground. And you release. And you release and you release. Now you might not get an immediate release. To come up, place your hands on your hips. Work the thighs strongly. And use your thighs to bring you up. It's simple and it's straightforward and it works. Now, one more note. If this exercise makes you feel worse, don't do it. If it makes you feel better, continue to do it. The key here is working the thighs strongly so that the spine can release. The spine will only release when it has a strong base of support. So a lot of pain that people have is usually in an area that doesn't have much support from below the body. And so you need to create that support and build it over time by strengthening your quadriceps, lengthening your hamstrings, and allowing the front of your spine to release, providing relief. Have fun with it.